Howdy folks, Daniel Rubino here with WP Central, and today I want to give you a quick look at WP Bench, a new app that just hit the marketplace. It is completely free, and it is what it sounds like. It's a benchmarking program, and it's actually very nice. And we're going to do the crazy thing here and try to run on all three devices. We have here the Samsung Focus, the LG Quantum, and the Sprint Arrive, and I'm leaving the HD7 out because I just don't have room here on this screen for it all, and I don't kind of feel like doing it. But anyways, we're going to be running all three of them just to do a quick comparison. The app is actually very nice. You can see here it has, this is the display settings, so you can actually compare and contrast your different screens. And the idea is you can see, the different gradients, and it gives you sort of a better idea. It actually looks a little better on video. I'm looking at here. You can see a little bit more. You can see actually the Quantum seems to have the worst image. Perhaps not, but actually probably in reality it does. But it's kind of nice. So you compare all different squares and a resolution. Now I don't have all these screens maxed out. They're all on auto, but still, I'm not going to do a direct comparison because that's actually pretty subjective at this point. But that's the display options. You have the battery option, which we're definitely not going to do. It causes the devices to run down the battery completely. So you ideally charge it up, run it down. That would obviously take hours. Maybe I'll do that some night if I have a little time. It would be kind of interesting to see. The big one though is the performance. So this is going to actually measure CPU data and GPU. Now, when I compared before, the Rive actually beat out the Focus slightly, which was kind of impressive. And I haven't actually looked at the Quantum yet, so this will be kind of interesting. We'll hit performance. We'll start these up. It's going to take a few seconds to run. Right now, you can see it's doing the CPU, and it's going to run through the cycles, and it'll give you the numbers. Now, I should point out, even if one of these, will be, of course, the winner, the bigger question is that significant? If we ran a test 10 times, would it always be the case, and how big a difference is it? So I don't really want to get too hooked up on, these numbers, just because, ideally these devices should be pretty much the same, but, of course, in reality, things are slightly different. This is really cool. Now it's doing the graphics test, which looks really nice. And I just want to make sure we're not going to shut off here. One thing that stinks about the app is if it shuts off after your results, when you turn it back on, it loses everything. So you kind of got to remember, keep touching your screen so you don't lose the results. I'll also put a photo up of the results after this so we can compare and contrast. We should be nearing completion. There we go. So we got 22 frames per second is the GPU at 682 frames. 23 frames per second and 21 frames per second. So if we had to, I guess, put them in order, it would be number 1, number 2, number 3. But they're so close, it's hardly, a difference. Just so I make sure these don't shut off. We also have 21 milliseconds here, 21. They're all pretty close, which is sort of what you would expect. On data, though, actually looks like the Focus won a little bit on data compared to the Arrive, and the Quantum being the slowest. The Quantum does have a SD card on board though, where this one doesn't, and this one does as well. So there you go. Nice app. I definitely highly recommend it. It's free. We'll also put up a screenshot of this later if you just want to look. But we don't think there's a huge difference between the two, but it is a pretty cool thing. So WP Benchmark, great app. There you go. Take care, everybody.